So Anthea, welcome to Belfast, but of course you've been a regular visitor here for years, haven't you?
Oh, I've been in and out doing all sorts of things. I think from somewhere around about the mid-80s to today, so many times I've been here.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? You've been on TV since the mid-80s, from Blue Peter, all through all those great shows you've done over the years.
I got my first job in television in 1986, and I was 26, and I was so excited, and I was doing Sky, and it was called Sky Tracks, and I was a VJ, a video jock.
Wow, yeah.
Before MTV had come into the country, only 200,000 homes had Sky, but we were quite well known in like Holland and Germany and Belgium, and it was Pat Shop, Gary Davis, myself, and Peter Powell, a lot of Tony Blackburn, Mike Reed. We were being video jocks. It was so exciting.
Of course, since then you went on to all these other great shows. What's been your favourites over the years?
Well, I will always say the best fun you can ever have on a television program is Blue Peter.
Yeah.
And honestly, I would still be doing it if I wasn't far too old to be doing it, because it is, and also it's the University of Television, and if you can do Blue Peter, you can do anything.
Exactly, yeah.
And then obviously there's all the, Top of the Pops, Saturday morning show, GMTV, lots of travel shows, which is why, of course, and I do like travel, which brings me here. And I was lucky enough, and I think it's time this format came back. I did Wish You Were Here.
Yeah.
I took over when Judith Chalmers retired. I took over from her. I didn't unpack for about 3 years, and boy did I see a lot of holiday resorts.
It's great seeing the world, but it's not a great schedule, is it, when you're doing it?
Oh my goodness. And of course you're in and out very quickly.
Yeah.
So and then people would say, did you enjoy your holiday? I'm not on holiday. I'm flying in, doing a report and coming back. But having said that, what a great way to see the world. And then through Blue Peter I travel quite a bit, also with GMTV, for Australia, I mean, you name it. And also gone to odd places as well that you wouldn't normally go on a yearly family holiday.
Yeah.
The Cook Islands, and going to Argentina and Patagonia and So I've enjoyed my travel, and I still like to look now for interesting places to go.
Is there still anywhere in the world that you haven't been to that you really want to go to?
Yeah, the Antarctic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would quite like to do the bit of pole to poling.
Yeah.
And I think these things come upon you, and maybe it's to do with an age thing as well, where I've suddenly thought, do I want to go on a fly and flop holiday? I don't think I do really. I want to go on an interesting holiday where I actually can go and see something, experience something. And I think there's quite, because we're the baby boomers of the 60s, we're all out there looking for things to do.
Yeah.
And be adventurous. And so I think if I have to give a message to anybody who probably doesn't have children at home anymore, so we're not worried about the kids club, we go on an adventurous holiday. But you can have an adventure here.
Yeah.
Look at Lonely Planets have given you the big approval stamp only today, which is fantastic news. But you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to be far from home to go on a bit of an adventure.
How do you keep looking so good? There'll be people watching this go, my God, Anthea looks absolutely amazing. Do you have a really crazy, mad fitness regime?
No, gosh, no. We are 75% genetic, and there's 25% we can do something about. And I've never abused genetically what I've been given. If I work out 3 times a week, I've done well. I do a little bit of running, but not much, no more than 20 minutes, because it bores the backside off me. I've discovered Pilates. I do a tiny bit in the gym. I don't have any food fads. Again, brought up in the 60s, drink tap water, no allergies.
Right.
And I just think it's a little bit of everything. I love a glass of wine. I love a gin and tonic. I love a Guinness. I'm not teetotal or anything silly like that, but I just have. Do you know what the big thing is, though?
What?
And as we're here, this is very important. The sun. There's one thing that ages a skin.
Yeah.
It's the sun.
Right.
So I am the person who will get, without being silly about it, because you don't want rickets, I'm factor 30 or 50 on my face, back of my hands, and I try and be careful. And, do you know, they always say, girls from Ireland have a good skin, and you know, a lot of people who live in sunny countries will always talk about our skins.
Yeah.
It's because we haven't had much sunshine. And actually, I'm quite glad of that now. I hadn't used to be. I used to think, oh, wouldn't it be great to live in the sunshine?
Yeah.
People who live in the sunshine age a lot quicker than we do.
There you go. You've kind of got this new title now of domestic goddess. You're dishing out advice all the time to people. How did all this come about?
Well, it was a strange one, really. I ended up doing a program purely by accident called Perfect Housewife. But although it's by accident, it is quite me. I do like tidying up and sorting things out and dishing out advice. And it's not, you know, having a nice tidy home isn't about being prissy and silly and just boring. It's actually about the fact that if base camp is tidy and organised, you can achieve so much in your life outside of home. Because it's easy, because it's like an office. It's like if somebody's got a chaotically messy desk, you can't be doing your job very efficiently. And I just think, be a bit organised. Why do what bonds all of us together in this life, in some shape or form, is that we spend the majority of our income on the roof over our head. Whether we rent it or we've bought it, our income goes on that pile of bricks. So why abuse it? Why spend, at least if you worked a 5 to 6 day week, you're spending 4 of those days are spent on your igloo.
Of course, yeah.
Why abuse it? Why turn it into some homogenized dumping grounds? You can't find anything.
All right. Once you finish here in Holiday World, what's next? Is there any more TV stuff in the pipeline for you?
Well, do you know, the good thing is, being perfectly honest, there's been times when in your career you have ups and downs and ups and downs. And I think, you know, age and gender and everything plays its part. However, I think television is finally, and I can only tell this by some of the meetings I've been having just recently, is finally realizing that there are a lot of us who are still around. And you know what? We have something to say. Content is king. You take us somewhere, look at what's happened, even look at Celebrity Big Brother at the moment. Yeah. How fantastic. We've got interesting people in there. I was watching on Channel 5, and Anne, Nick, Ainsley Harriott, Christine Hamilton, they were all off doing the Costa del Sol, and you know they had something to say.
Exactly.
It wasn't, and I'm sorry to say it, and I am being a bit rude, but it wasn't like somebody from a reality show goes, oh yeah, it's nice, or you know, kind of another pina colada, what's in that?
Exactly,
or
yes,
la.
yeah.
We've actually have an opinion, and it's interesting. And it's lovely. You can feel this surge of movement. So I have got some very interesting projects coming up, and I'll let you know when they're all signed. Never believe anything till you see the inks dry.
All right, great stuff. We look forward to it. Anthea, it's been great meeting you. Thank you so much.
Meeting you. Thank you.